Boom. Okay, we're on for real this time. I almost just recorded a whole podcast without fucking any audio. So we got Adelaide's very own silverback gorilla, Declan Moody, back from B Team in Texas, fresh out of ADCC European trials.
Yep.
And you just got back this month?
I got back on Tuesday, so just over a week ago now.
And you were saying, we were just saying on the other recording that B Team in Texas is probably like your second home now.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that the second or third time you've been?
It's the second time I've been. I'll be back again end of November.
And in the ADCC trials just passed in Europe, you won 3 matches?
Yeah, I submitted the first 3 guys and then...
with relative like fucking ease as well.
Yeah, there was good matches. I felt like good. No points scored against me or anything like that. No bad positions in the matches I won. And then...
So do you have to go undefeated throughout the day to
You got to win the tournament, you know. I lost to the winner of the tournament in the 4th round, a guy called Luke Griffith. A really talented guy. He was at ADCC last year, and he only lost to the winner of the absolute division. So he's very solid. And
how many matches in total do you have to win to?
Just depends on the
day.
bracket. You know, it depends how many people are in that division.
Is your weight division pretty stacked?
No, it starts to get a little bit thinner in terms of numbers. There's just not many guys that size, and then the over 99 is always the thinnest.
That makes it even crazier that Joseph Chen fucking just smashed it, because that's
the hardest
division. The hardest division.
77 is always the hardest, no matter what trials.
Most men are fucking 77 kilo naturally.
That's it. You know, guys sit sort of between that 75 to 85 kilo range, and they all go to the 77.
He's fucking come out of nowhere. Like, I'm sure he's been grinding in but if you're not like a diehard in jiu-jitsu and you don't know his name, he's just fucking popped up out of nowhere.
I met him last year when he came and did the Asian trials in Australia, and then he came to Adelaide, and then we ended up living together for a while in the US, and this time we lived together again for a while, and like, he's such a good person. Like, we click real well. He's a really good kid, like super mature, and then like his jiu-jitsu on top of that.
Because he's fucking young as well, isn't he?
Just turned 19. Yeah, turned 19 when we were over there.
He just turned fucking 19. I thought he was like 22, 23.
I know, it's unreal. It's unbelievable.
Is he even a black belt?
No, he's a brown belt.
He is?
Yeah. He's only been training a few years. It's like unbelievable.
What do you mean?
I look at him, I'm like, I've been training for 15 years. I'm old, you know.
That's
comparatively.
insane.
I'm like, fuck you.
Was it better this time, like, because obviously you were more comfortable with the boys, and I'm sure the first time you went, did you have like an anxiety in you?
It's always like when you go do something new, especially with that many new people, it's like a little bit stressful, you know, but this time it was like going to go see old friends, you know.
Yeah.
So super easy. And
fucking being with Craig would be hilarious. I can't imagine being with that cunt. He never turns it off, he's always on.
When we're in the gym, he's on fire at all times, ready to go.
If anyone has not, even if you don't follow jiu-jitsu, if you're Australian and you haven't been on Craig Jones's fucking Instagram page,
treat yourself.
It's honestly the funniest Instagram page on Instagram.
It's unbelievable the things he gets away with. So funny.
Obviously, because he's playing the Australian character in Texas, he can get away with fucking anything he wants.
Yeah. Just the wildest shit.
You missed out, obviously, on them going to Japan. They just go to Japan.
So I was there in the lead up, and then when they left for Japan, I left for Europe.
That looked like it was fucking wild.
I spent a lot of time in Japan, sort of from like 2014 through 2019. I was back and forth. I did like well over a year there total. And the place can be crazy. If you want it to be, man, it can be insane.
Fucking love. I just went to Japan a couple months ago. Where did you like live anywhere in a specific region?
Yeah, I lived in a place called Hamamatsu, which is like in between Tokyo and Osaka, and there's like no white people. Like I'm walking down the street and people are staring. You know, they're like, "What the fuck is that guy doing here?" But then like I would travel up for tournaments in Tokyo and just like hang out. And go.
Did you ever go to Osaka?
Yeah.
Did you prefer Osaka or Tokyo?
I like Tokyo just because there's so much to do.
Yeah.
Like, And because I'm only there for a few days, I try and like fill it with everything I can while I'm there. So I'm like just slammed doing crazy stuff.
See, I fucking loved Osaka. I don't know why.
It's beautiful.
It's filthy there though at night. Not filthy as in bad. It's like you can get so loose there. It's more westernized. You don't feel as much like a dickhead.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
in Tokyo, I would get so drunk, and the Japanese people would be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. But they love it too. The amount of like passed out Japanese businessmen
on the trains and shit.
Unbelievable. That's why they have suits in 7-Eleven. In case the guys pass out, they can just go to 7-Eleven, buy a new suit and go to work the next morning.
There's an Instagram page that you can go on, and it's just pictures and videos of drunk businessmen like throwing up on the train.
Classic.
In the morning.
Classic.
So is there another ADCC trial that you, or is that one and done now?
No, so there's 2 European trials and 2 Asian Australian trials. Okay, so you have to have a passport for the region. I was born in the UK, so I have my British passport.
You got dual citizenship.
So I can do the European and the Asian trials.
That's a fucking cheat code. That's
it.
dope.
And I'm like, if I lose all 4 trials, I just suck and don't need to be there, you know?
Is there one that's probably, would the European one have a tougher bracket than the Asian one, you'd imagine?
Generally, it goes, the US trials is the most difficult, then the Brazilian, then the European, then the Asian trials.
Yeah.
Generally. But obviously there's standouts in each division.
So while you're down now, you're just pretty much saving up money to go back on another trip.
That's it. It's
seminars and shit.
Recouping money. I've got like a seminar nearly every weekend I'm back. So
seminar? Where are you doing it? Are they all sold out or?
No. People buy more tickets, and if you are interested, we'll see if we can squeeze a day or 2. But I'm all over the country. I've got a few in Adelaide, Northern Territory.
You're doing PTs as well?
PTs while I'm back. Where else am I going? All over. I'm going to Melbourne. I got a day available in Melbourne if anyone wants a seminar.
Now fucking is probably the best time to catch you because everything's so fresh. You'd be fucking ready to teach.
Yeah, it's good. I get to go like because I teach full time when I'm here, and then when I go, it's like just learning.
Was it nice coming back to M16?
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It never changes.
Yeah.
The guys are amazing. Miles is the best, you know.
Did you get some fiddling done when you were in there?
Oh, mate. Everyone needed a little reminder, you know. Everyone get a little bit chirpy.
Yeah, everyone was excited for you to come back. I remember I was talking to Piero and he was like, fucking... It's great when Declan's here, but he's going to fucking kill everyone when he gets back.
You and Piero's 3-hour podcast have become my travelling podcast, you know. That's all I listen to. It's the best. Reminds me of home.
I had to fucking cut the last one. I had to cut like 25 minutes out of it.
Because I don't even want to know what was cut.
So hyped up about Sean Strickland and Addison. I was so hyped and I was so drunk and I just went on this rant for like 25 minutes and I was like, that makes no sense. Did you get to go and... Oh, there was no really good fights or anything over there, was there?
Nah, because that was in Sydney. So I think they had a couple in the Apex, but nothing...
Did you do any cool shit over in Texas, even though you're mainly training and all that?
It was mostly training. I did a lot of just outdoor stuff, just hiking, paddleboarding, sort of chill stuff, you know? Like, you don't want to do anything too intense. The week of training kills you.
Fuck, you should go over when it's election time. That'll be a wild time to be in America.
Yeah, I want to, especially if I think Trump's going to run again. I want to just see the madness.
In Texas, that'll be crazy.
Austin's like... I don't know. Austin doesn't feel like real Texas. I spent some time in Houston this trip.
Austin's like the Melbourne of Texas, isn't it?
Exactly. It's very very liberal, you know. But as soon as you sort of leave that Austin city limit, the guns are out, the cowboy hats come out.
That's fucking sick.
It's unreal.
Did you get a chance to go to like Joe Rogan's club or anything?
No, and I was really disappointed. My friend Bobby, he's a comedian. He's a Sydney guy. Unbelievable, so funny. He was over there doing comedy and jiu-jitsu, and like he would go to the comedy club and he'd try and get him kill Tony and stuff like that. He's amazing. If you look him up on Instagram, he's too
Bobby.
funny. Yeah. I don't want to butcher his last name.
Does he live in...
He's a Sydney guy.
But he travels to America and shit for comedy.
He does a lot of time of B team.
So is B team directly in the heart of Austin?
So it's just a little bit south of the city, like 10 minutes. It's pretty crazy.
And do they train, like, can you just say you're a brand new white belt walk in off the street, or is it more of a private kind of gym?
I'm not sure on the rules now. I believe
Craig's too fucking famous.
You have to be a blue belt to do most of the sessions, at least. They have a beginner's program now, but I think that's like full sign-up. I think for beginners, it's pretty hard to do a drop-in.
You probably just can't have... Craig's, like, over the last 3 years, his social media has, like, taken him to... He's beyond jiu-jitsu now.
Yeah, he's like
the most famous person in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like, I wake up and I'll go on Gordon Ryan's page just to see if anyone's commented. Like, I like reading the comments.
The comments are unbelievable. It's so good. And he's the best guy in the world, but still has so much time that these comments bother him that he has to reply to every comment. It's too good.
His fucking... I don't know... Craig fucking goes in so hard on him sometimes. Ruthless. But he doesn't make it better for himself because he's obviously the best in the world at jiu-jitsu. But he's a fucking idiot. Like, he's just a dickhead of a person. He
just digs himself a hole sometimes. And that's what's the best to watch, is to watch him spiral and get crazier and crazier about these comments.
Is he doing ADCC?
Yes.
Does he just get an invitation to ADCC?
So, the way ADCC works, well, used to work, was you win the absolute, you fight in what they call the super fight, the next ADCC.
Yeah.
So, he did that, and... he was the first guy ever to fight in the super fight and in his weight division. So he did both, which has never been done before. And he won the super fight and he won his division. And I believe this time he wants to do 2 divisions and the super fight. I don't know what they're going to let him do, but that's what he's been saying.
2 divisions and a super fight. What weight could he get down to? He's fucking huge.
Under 99.
He could get under 99 and do over 99.
And do over 99 and then the super fight.
So is under 99 like their equivalent of like light heavyweight? There's the weight classes.
The weight classes are just 66, 77, 88, 99 and above.
Okay, so he could make 99 and then for his next match be 105 or 110 or whatever he fucking walks around at.
You've got to do... They used to do your weigh-in every day. So you'd have to be under 99 every day.
Yeah.
But I believe they're going to change that. Seeing as they changed it for the trials this year, you can weigh in the day before.
And is that in... the actual event, is it next year in Vegas?
T-Mobile.
Fuck, Miles was saying we should go.
I think we should all go. Well, I should be there. Yeah.
If you'd fucking make it, I'll go.
Yeah.
That would be wild. I don't know.
Judging by how it went last time, you'd want to be there.
Have you been to an ADCC before?
I went last year, just spectated. I actually ended up getting invited, thanks to the Bulletproof BJJ guys, into a private box.
Oh, that's sick.
So we're just getting fed and then...
Does it get... I imagine jiu-jitsu, like, that's the biggest one in the world, so that would get pretty fucking crazy.
Oh, man, it was unbelievable. Like... Craig, so popular. When he walked out, the arena was shaking, you know.
It's like, over a whole weekend too, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 days. Yeah. 2 days, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, that's massive. And in Vegas, T-Mobile Arena. That's a huge fucking crowd. It'd pack it out too.
Yeah, well, they've never done T-Mobile before. Last time was at the college stadium, and this time will be T-Mobile, and they want to fill it.
Jiu-jitsu's getting massive.
It is. It's crazy how big it's getting.
Within the last 2 or 3 years, it's gone huge.
And it's thanks to Craig and... you know,
people like that.
Yeah,
it is. But then you get, like, you can even hear it in UFC fights or any MMA fights in general now. Whenever fights hit the floor, the only thing you'd hear is booing.
Yeah.
Now when people are like slipping a knee through and passing guard and fucking shit like that, people are like cheering. Yeah, it's weird to hear people cheering when there's grappling now. Because I remember like 8 years ago, as soon as someone grabbed a leg or was stalling someone on the ground, they'd just get fucking booed.
Yeah.
But it's gone crazy.
Just that guy in the pub telling him to stand him up, you know.
Is Nicky Rod and you the same? Are you the same weight division?
No, Nicky Rod does over 99.
He does over 99.
Yeah.
All natural.
All natural.
All fucking natural. I've seen the blood work.
How dare he? You know, how dare he look like that?
Yeah, Gordon's fucking not happy about him looking like that. Is it so? Him and Gordon potentially would have a match.
Yeah, they fought last year at ADCC and Gordon beat him, and then they fought shortly after, and it went to a very controversial sort of...
I was going to say, they've like legitimately bad blood by the sounds. They do not fucking like each other.
No, if they fight again, it will be... You'll be able to cut the tension with a knife, you know.
And that, yeah, it gets violent.
Oh, yeah.
Which one was the match where Gordon wrote on a little piece of paper that he was going to fucking triangle someone?
He did it a few times. I believe that was the Wagner match, but he did it a couple times where he wrote down what...
but he's so good.
If you can call a submission on some of the best guys in the world, it's super impressive.
He is a freak. But then I think because he figured out all of those gut issues. He had gut issues, which were obviously from steroid abuse.
I plead the fifth. I don't want to...
Fucking just chronic...
Interesting timing, when he blows up and down and then the stomach plays up.
But that's it. It's not illegal in jiu-jitsu, is it?
No
So
testing.
what's the fucking big deal about it?
And make everyone a super freak.
Yeah.
Let's see everyone go at it.
Yeah. So are you here and then you're going back in November? And then when is the ADCC? When's the trials for Asia?
The trials for Asia are November 25th. So I'm going to go here to Singapore, back to the US.
No shit.
Yeah.
Are you going to take a crew over with you?
To Singapore? Miles is coming. I think Junior's coming too. Chris.
Oh, really?
So
that's going to be sick.
yeah, it's going to be good.
That's going to be sick.
I think my old man's going to come too, actually. So
Do they ever watch you compete, your family?
Yeah. Every event that's in Adelaide, they're there. Dad's travelled with me. He came with me to the US in 2019 for the World Championships. He's travelled with me a bunch.
You had a heap of matches when you were over there. You didn't just do ADCC trials, eh?
No, I did 3 tournaments before.
And you won them? Won them.
I lost to Luke in the US and at the trials, and then I lost to another guy, Big Dan from New Wave, who literally crushed me. He's
Really?
He's a big fella.
It's insane that there's people out there that can beat you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because to us, we just see you manhandling everyone, but then obviously the world's a fucking massive place.
Yeah. There's still always a long way to go.
Yeah, there's always, it's never ending.
Yeah, there's always bigger fish.
Is the dream, is not the dream, but is the end goal for you, I guess you don't really look past competing and shit, but are you eventually going to aim to open up your own gym, or is that something that you don't really think about until it's over?
I'm sure, I've thought about it before, and I'll think, I always want to sort of make sure that my future, I'm going to have a future, eventually my future will be full-time teaching, whether it's at a gym I own or some other setup, but teaching will be the future when I retire.
Because what's the lifespan for a jiu-jitsu athlete? When did you start tape? Because it
depends, and luckily for me, I'm a bigger guy, so I last longer, I should be good between 35 and 40. Most of the guys, heavyweight guys, sort of last, but it depends, injuries and stuff.
Yeah.
Never know. Hopefully, I'd like at least 10 more years,
10?
Yeah, I'm 26 now, coming up 27. In fact, I could be 36, 37.
Fuck yeah, as soon as you turn 32, just start fucking...
Just...
Bang, bang.
Just growing straight from the neck outwards.
Did you watch Strickland and Adesanya?
I did. I was in Houston, just outside Houston, with my girlfriend and her family.
Oh, you would have been with the Americans.
Oh, it was so good. Watching that, watching all the Aussies just tear it up in the undercard, and then I was almost in tears with Tuivasa.
Oh, he got fucking manhandled.
That was a rough one.
Unfortunately, he's gonna fucking turn out like another Mark Hunt, who just win some, lose some. He's gonna
have good runs, bad runs, good runs, but he's always gonna be exciting.
Did the fucking roof blow off when Strickland won that fight?
Oh my god, the place went crazy.
In the first round when he knocked him down?
Pure shock from everyone.
I put money on him, but I was like, obviously you don't think he's going to win.
And not like that.
Like that. Not in a decision. Maybe a freak knockout, maybe.
Yeah.
But a decision against Adesanya is fucking wild.
Just picked him apart. Adesanya didn't even seem like he was in the building that day.
And now he's got a DUI. He's having his John Jones arc, his villain arc. He's only had fucking 2 drinks. Their laws in New Zealand are fucking wild.
Correct. I know Japan's the same. I think it's
zero tolerance.
0.03 or something.
Yeah, he would have had fucking 2 drinks, and people are saying he needs to go to rehab and shit. He probably had a beer and a half and then drove.
Yeah.
He got fucked.
Probably just a little bit of beer left in his mouth, craziness.
How old were you when you went over to Japan?
The first time I went, I was 18. The time I sort of went a lot. I got my black belt from the team in Japan, the Bonsai team. Yeah, so I was back and forth from then until just before COVID, really. I was back and forth.
Japan will always be my favourite holiday I've ever been on.
It's my favourite place to travel to, for sure.
If no one's been there, you just don't understand. They're just so far ahead of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, they still maintain tradition, but there's fucking so much in front of us still. It's weird.
It's like going back in time and forward in time at the same place.
Because there can be fucking buildings or shops there that are in the same family for fucking 400 years, and that's not weird over there.
Yeah, no, the restaurants have just been there forever.
Like the izakayas, you walk in and there's like a 5-seater bar.
Yeah.
And they just serve, and they only kind of cook what they want to cook. Yeah. And they serve like 2 drinks.
That's it.
And it's the fucking best.
Yeah. Those smaller places, you just sat next to some like Japanese businessman and you just start interacting, just laughing, drinking beers. Everyone just loves it.
A lot of good jiu-jitsu over there too.
Really good. Marcus Souza, Roberto Satoshi, my coach is amazing. They Roberto Satoshi was the risen lightweight champion. My other professor over there, Kleber, he was the featherweight champion in risen. Great MMA, great jiu-jitsu.
I was trying to see if there was a risen card while I was over there, but there wasn't.
No, yeah, they're funny. Like they'll like do 2 really close together and then a really long break.
Yeah, when I was looking at the schedule, it was hell fucking weird dates.
Yeah, it's always bizarre. The only time you're ever going to see a set one is New Year's.
And we were trying to go to a sumo fight, but it was so hard to get tickets.
Yeah, nearly impossible. Their season's so short, Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking... Will, when he went over there, when Will was alive and he went to Japan, he went to... Oh, there's a picture in M16 of him because they posted him.
Oh, with Imanari, in Imanari's gym? Yeah.
He went in there and, like, as a white belt and just leg locked a few people, then got the shit kicked out of it. What he'd do
classic Will, yeah. I'll never forget, he came down when we were training in North Adelaide and got all of us. And we're all looking like... Who the fuck is this guy?
Did he ever show you his prosthetic leg?
Yeah, he'd be out the front, like playing with it, smoking his vape, reading his like anatomy book, and then he'd come in, he'd leg lock everyone, and then if he didn't, he'd just like get smashed, and you're like, what is happening?
The leg lock game, because it took over obviously jiu-jitsu for fucking like 6 years. Do you find that it's kind of getting counted, or it's not as an important part of BJJ as it was like 3 years ago?
I don't know.
Because everyone
I think
was
people
fucking
are
on it.
obviously more aware of it now, but there are still guys that are so good at it that they'll get everyone,
Because you see like Craig, he's fucking really good at back control and he's good at everything though.
Yeah.
He's not a great example. He's fucking just good at everything.
Yeah. I train with guys that specialise in the legs and they're super hard to deal with, still. Like, even with the modern counters, it's still difficult to deal with guys that specialise in that.
Well, it's just the fucking risk of, like, as soon as they get it, it's like, oh, am I going to get it? I got, like, 1 shot to get out, or my leg's going to go.
Broken, yeah.
And with the leg injury, you're out for a year.
A long time, yeah. Especially if someone good and strong gets hold of your leg, it's so easy for them to take you out for a long time.
You're pretty fucking... Or knock on wood, you haven't had many, like, injuries...
nothing like surgical.
No.
Like you said, knock on wood so far, but just little things banged up every now and then.
For how much you train and how much you compete, because you're heaps active competing.
Yeah, I try to stay as active as possible.
Is there like an M16 Open or anything you're going to dabble in while you're down this time?
No, while I'm here, it's just teaching and preparing for the next trials.
Yeah, you don't want to fucking risk anything.
Yeah, that's it. Just keep my body good for the trials now.
What's the cash? Is there a cash prize for ADCC when you win?
I believe the ADCC Worlds, there is something, but very like minimal.
The gold medal's fucking worth more.
Exactly, that's your DVDs, your seminars, everything's going to come off of that. Even then, the guys that win that don't market themselves and don't really make money from it. So you've got to play the game. You've got to be able to market yourself and be very good and win.
So that Chen's 77, Joseph Chen's 77 kilos. Yeah. Is that smaller or bigger than Gio Martinez? Bigger than He's Gio. Bigger than Gio.
I'm not sure if Gio qualifies for this next one.
Yeah, he's 145 pounds, I think.
He's a 66er, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit. 77 would be the hardest division because they're fast and they're strong, and they're probably the most technical division.
Yeah, 66 is always the tough. 77, always the toughest division.
Yeah. And you're 80, 88, 99.
Yeah.
So so if you qualify, and did Nicky Rod qualify?
Nicky Rod's over 99.
Oh,
So
he's
I'm
over. He's over.
Yeah. I don't believe the B team has anyone who's qualified under 99 this time.
Yeah.
So.
And are they a massive wrestling heavy gym?
Yeah, a lot of wrestling. We got like a lot of D1 guys and All Americans come through.
Do you feel like when you go over there as an Australian, that's like one of the biggest things you take away from coming back from America?
100%. I try and like get as much of that wrestling in as I can.
Our wrestling's fucking just different to their wrestling, is
almost non-existent, you know? Like in Adelaide, we've got Taylor and the wrestling club here, but it's not like every school has a wrestling program like it does in the US.
And you could probably feel it in them, like they probably just feel physically stronger.
They feel just like they've been doing it for so long, you know, their body is just naturally strong in those wrestling positions.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Is there many like massive, do people go to B team and act like dickheads, like to try, because there's so many big names in one gym?
The best, this guy comes in, he was huge, he must have been like 6'7", 6'8", just massive. And he was telling this tale about how no one in his gym can handle him. And he's like, do you think Nicky Rod can handle me? And Nicky Rod must have just heard it because his head whipped around and was like, I think so. The guy did 2 rounds with Nicky Rod and left. Like, Nicky beat him so bad, he just got up and left.
He's a fucking physical specimen. Because he obviously, if anyone doesn't know, Gordon Bryan has a massive fucking hard-on for Nicky Rod. And he like just comes at him about steroid use, and then Nicky Rod ended up doing a blood test.
Yeah.
And he came back as he was clean.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he did in his past life or whatever to fucking get to when he was a child.
It's supreme genetics.
But fuck, he must have great genetics, dude, because he is a specimen.
The thing is, he's like, not only is like obviously he's jacked, but he's super flexible.
He's athletic as fuck.
Super athletic, great dexterity, strong everywhere. It's crazy.
Well, I don't know if there was... I don't know... I think it was even Gordon Ryan was saying on Joe Rogan's podcast, I don't know if they'd had a falling out yet or whatnot, that he was grappling Nicky Rod, and Nicky Rod did a fucking backflip out of he was...
On the back.
On the back.
He does it. It's like... It's not a one-time thing. He does it to me all the time.
Really?
I'm like... It's ridiculous.
For a bloke that big, that's fucking crazy. He must have been athletic when he was a kid too, playing fucking sport and whatnot.
Yeah. Nicky Rod he's also like, he's a great guy too, and just a solid work ethic. Just works super hard when he's in the gym, trains hard, you know.
He has a younger brother as well, doesn't he?
Jay's amazing. Super.
They look heaps similar, different sizes, but a similar face.
It's like he shrunk Nicky a little bit, but he's, just works super hard, like trains. He's just non-stop. If you're doing a round with him, it's 10 minutes, and it's non-stop 10 minutes. He's going for it. And what's funny about B team is they have fucking Nicky Ryan. Yeah.
Which is fucking wild. That's just crazy. He's a freak as well.
Unbelievable. Technically unbelievable. So strong. So never out of position. Nicky Ryan's like one of the best guys to train with.
I wonder how fucking it would be to I wonder how Danaher would feel. Because all of these people kind of come from his lineage. Yeah. And they're all the best in the world. And fucking they all hate each other.
It's craziness.
And he obviously had to pick a side. And fucking he picked the wrong one. Or it depends what you're after. It depends what you're after. If you're after awards and like this and that, and I guess he can sell a lot of DVDs and shit, but
yeah, he's always going to be okay. I don't think it mattered what side he chose, you know.
There's a funny as fuck meme going around of, I don't know what movie it's from, but there's like a torn picture and there's this guy at night just putting it back together and crying, and there's John Danaher, and it's a picture of Craig Jones at the gym.
It's so good. The intro to Craig's podcast is the best, where it's like John saying he's the best thing to ever happen.
I only heard that like the other day because Miles was telling me about it when we were training, and I was like, there's no fucking way.
It's so perfect.
It's like Craig goes out of his way every morning
just to antagonise these people.
Annoy Gordon. But fucking, is there anyone else at B team that's coming up that people wouldn't have heard of that you would keep an eye on? Or everyone's pretty well known there?
No, there's obviously the younger guys coming up. Guys that I think of, Big Vince. He's an ultra heavyweight guy. Just looks like Aquaman if Aquaman had grown.
Yeah.
You know, he's amazing, great training partner, great person. He's going to be a really good ultra heavyweight guy. We've got Nick Mattia. He's a younger fella, super athletic, really good on the come up now. Roman Cup. He's a young guy too, smaller. He's going to be super good.
It's insane how every year, or like every, say, 3 or 4 years, the new wave of jiu-jitsu people just keep getting better. Like Joseph Chen's fucking 19.
Yeah.
And could beat anyone in the world at this moment. Like on his best day, he could beat anyone.
For sure. I think people are going to be surprised. Like obviously he smashed the trials, but the kid improved so quickly, but that by the time the actual World Championships comes around, he's going to be twice as good as he is now.
That's the thing, because now he's got it in his head, and he's probably got a mind of concrete.
Yeah.
It's like just a winner's mentality.
That's it. He's going to be a freak.
He's Japanese.
No. So he's a real mix.
He's a
but
bitter.
he's from Taiwan, and then he spent a lot of time in mainland China. He's got some German in him, some South African. Right. He's a real just
fucking. There's some people though just take to jiu-jitsu so well.
He's the guy.
And it's because there's so much information about it now.
Mm-hmm. And that's
it was only 8 years ago people were trying to figure out fucking leg locks.
Yeah.
And now it's probably massive. Second nature to most white belts.
Yeah, everyone teaches them now. You know, it's not a new thing for guys coming up. Like they didn't exist. Like they existed, but they weren't used when I started training at all.
Well, Eddie Bravo used to go on about how he used to get these freaks of natures that would come in and go from white belt to black belt in 5 years.
Yeah.
But now that's probably not that uncommon.
No, because guys are just coming in. They can get all the information so quickly.
How long did it take you?
9 years.
9 years?
Yeah.
But you started at a really young age.
I was 14.
So you got your black belt at 20?
Sorry, I was 13 and I got my black belt at 22.
That's fucking young though still, isn't it?
Yeah. Super young, like not many guys.
When you get to that, like that black, because obviously when you first start jiu-jitsu, your first thing's like, oh, I want to be a fucking black belt one day.
Yeah.
When you get there, is it like, oh,
nothing changes?
I'm a black belt now. I just got a different. I don't even wear my belt.
Yeah, that's it. Nothing changes.
Yeah.
I think people think. I think that's why you lose a lot of guys at blue belt. You know, they're like they get that first sign of progress, and then they realize they're still the same.
Yeah.
And then they're like, nothing changes, and then they drop out, you know. For me, I was like competing. The only difference for me was I wanted to compete at black belt because then the sort of ceiling on it is gone, you know.
Yeah.
Like all the way up to brown belt, you're always capped. Like guys can't be brown belt forever, so there's a level cap almost. And then when you're a black belt, that's gone. And for the most part, that's gone now. The belt system, especially no gi grappling, it's just all open belt.
I was going to say, because it doesn't seem like between a brown belt and a black belt, it just sounds like time more than skill.
Yeah, definitely, case by case.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah, right. It'd be a fucking wild feeling though. But it'd be like anything, you get to the finish line or what you think is the finish line, and it's like, oh fuck, it's just started.
And it starts all over again.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like if I was to like compete against where I was at black belt when I first got it, and now it'd be like a shambles.
Do people still do the gi?
Yeah. It's just.
Do you ever train in the gi?
Me, very, very rarely. Like maybe once a year.
Yeah,
but,
right.
A lot of places still keep like, especially traditional gyms. I think Australia less so, just because Craig.
Does ADCC do a gi tournament as well?
Not at all. Just no gi.
Nothing.
It's always just been no gi.
Yeah, right. So is it Worlds that do gi?
Worlds is in the gi, and there is a tournament called the Abu Dhabi Pro, which is gi too.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't even watch it anymore.
Like, I wouldn't even know anyone that would watch it.
No, you have to be involved in gi jiu-jitsu to watch it.
Is there a lot of like obviously being a B team, fighters would come there to train with Craig and train with Nicky Rod and wrestle and shit. Did you get to bump shoulders with anyone?
This time, who's there? That Joaquin Buckley was there.
Oh no shit!
Yeah, he's a wild character. Last time Philly Fresh.
Yeah, no shit.
Was there? He's a cool dude. Just like random people too. Like we had Wiz Khalifa's bodyguards come in and train. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, that
right.
was sick. They were funny guys.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, just like random people from all walks of life coming through.
And they'd be so used to it, but because we're from Australia, we get fucking starstruck way easier than Americans.
Yeah, we
would, I
don't see
imagine.
celebrities ever, you know.
No, I see a footy player and I get excited.
I wouldn't even know
And
any
fucking-
footy players, you know.
But like, if I see a footy player, that's like seeing a A-list celebrity to me.
Yeah, 100%.
When I met Eugene fucking Behrman and all that, I was fucking trying not to have a heart attack all night.
Well, what was it that he said to him? You're like,
Good job, coach.
that's it.
Gave him the finger guns. The best one I met was Jamie Malarkey. He was a fucking legend.
Yeah.
He was like necking drinks, and Joe Lopez was a sick cunt as well. But
Yeah, I've heard Joe was good fun.
Joe's got loose, yeah. He was loose. But it was fucking sick. I actually met someone that grappled you. I think I fucking sent you a picture of it. I think he grappled you years ago, and I think he got the better of you.
Who was it? Oh, Kaya, yes.
Kaya.
Yes. Yeah, he's at B team now too.
He is.
Yeah. Good friend. He's a
Is there a lot of Aussies that go there?
yeah, a lot of it's like basically the embassy at some points. It's crazy just because the Craig connection, you know.
Does he have
Makes it-
dormitories and shit there?
No. Everyone just gets sort of their own way.
Yeah.
I would hate to think of a bunch of guys, a bunch of grapplers in a house together in a dormitory, you know, and get a little bit wild. I
Be
think.
like a frat.
Oh, it'd be insane.
The nightlife, you obviously haven't got to experience like the nightlife and shit very much over there.
No, very, very, very little.
Are you going to ever go there just, I guess you can't really until you don't really take breaks.
No,
That's the thing.
because there's no season, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Jiu-jitsu's so sporadic.
that's it. ADCC finish up, and then I'll have super fights, and then I'll have
Yeah.
seminars, and it's like never stops.
Yeah, you ever break over Christmas? Or you'll be in
I'll be in the US this
the
year.
US.
But no breaks.
Fuck yeah, it doesn't snow in Texas during Christmas, I don't know.
It gets cold.
Does?
It does get
Does
cold.
it get cold in Texas?
Yeah, I know a year or two ago it like froze over.
Oh yeah,
it
it
gets,
did,
like,
and it was
crazy
real.
cold.
They didn't have like the facilities
they're
to
not
fucking
used to it.
fix anything.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
hopefully that doesn't happen. I don't like the cold.
Yeah, right.
I've been without winter for like 2 years now, just traveling back and
did you
forth. So
when you've been over there? Have you been to New York to like the Gracie's gyms or anything?
I've never trained in New York. When me and my dad went over for the World Championships 2019, we went from there because I just turned 21 that year and he turned 50. So we just went on a tour. We went to Miami, New York, like Vegas, just hanging out. You know, it was a great time with my old man.
But you never trained in New York.
No, that was just a purely travel. That's the only trip I've taken just for like travel.
It's
you
pretty
know?
sick how much of the world you've gotten to see doing jiu-jitsu though.
Unbelievable.
Like 15, 20 years ago, that would be fucking unheard of.
Yeah.
There was no avenue to make money in jiu-jitsu.
That's
back then.
it. It's crazy. It's like from Europe to the Middle East, all over Asia.
I think you've been to the Middle East as well.
Abu Dhabi.
Oh, you went to Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, I've been to Abu Dhabi twice
For
the World Pro when I was training in the gi.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's as soon as no gi took off, I think jiu-jitsu became way more accessible to people.
Yeah, it's much easier for people to understand and watch. You're not wearing the uniform.
It's less stoly.
Yeah.
There's not
it's
as much
heaps more-
stoling.
It's so much more exciting.
And then you got shit like the EBIs and this combat jiu-jitsu, which is fucking crazy.
Unbelievable.
That's just a fight.
Yeah. It's just like you just can't close your fist.
Have you ever done one?
I've had my name down. I got matched up with a guy, and then he pulled out, and then just
Your
issues.
hands are so fucking big.
I'd love to do it for sure.
Because you're allowed to are you allowed to close your fingers?
The only thing you can't do is close your fingers.
All right.
You can
You can
shun,
palm 'em, though.
but you can't.
Like, you
close,
can-
yeah.
Oh, bro, that's worse than a punch.
Yeah. I don't know the entirety of the rules. I think you can't come from the bottom up into the nose. Anything else is fine.
It's really interesting with combat jiu-jitsu because not a lot of people, but some people's games won't work anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you get into a 50-50 position, or like if you get into a leg lock position, it might not work as well because you're going to get hammered.
Yeah, one of the guys at B team, he's got like that viral KO. The guy tries to enter his legs. He just loads up and comes down and knocks the guy clean out with his palm, you know?
Miles's one was fucking wild. That guy tried to break his back.
Man, I was there.
80
and
kilos heavier than him.
the best part was, I was like, Miles, can you slam? He's like, oh, I don't know, hey. He's like, we'll ask. And then we didn't ask in the rules meeting. And then the guy jumped. And I looked at Miles. I was like, I think you can slam.
That was fucking brutal. And how Miles held on, I don't know.
The mats were like...
It would have straight on concrete.
Thin, straight onto the concrete, and I was like, "Oh."
Is that picture? If that video's anywhere, if I think it might be on Miles's, maybe. If anyone can find that video, this bloke, I don't know who the fuck sanctioned this fucking fight. Oh, it was a combat jiu-jitsu fight. This bloke would have been at least 25 kilos heavier. Minimum.
Yeah, it was huge. Big on the day.
He was fucking huge, and he slammed Miles to the shadow realm, but Miles held on, and Miles beat him. But the guy's eye was like fucking out here.
The damage the guys take is crazy. And I think because it's not like an MMA fight, and they're not getting punched, the referees just let it go longer, you know? And it's like they're still getting hit the same.
They're probably not going to get cut as much, but they're going to get just as damaged, so it's going to be worse after.
It can't be hard to like break an orbital like that, you know? You hit them with the right part of your palm.
Miles ripped out one of my fucking teeth in Perth with a slap. I thought it would fucking be easy.
I remember Adam calling me because I wasn't able to make it. And I'm working out in this gym, and he's called me just paralytic. I'm filming you guys. You're all talking shit. I was getting so angry. I was working out, and you guys are having the best time.
That, to this day, is still my favourite trip. Like,
I was so jealous.
That was like a proper lads on tour. Like, everyone, as soon as we got there, everyone was
off tap, yeah.
Just for the whole trip. There was not a moment, like, you wake up for breakfast, we'd go to breakfast and go to like the all-you-can-eat buffet, and then within 20 minutes we were drinking. It was just fucking horrendous.
I don't know how you guys... Adam impressed me, like, he was still going when everyone went home. He was still hanging out with
I can't remember what day it was.
He's on a boat in the morning, and he's like...
Yeah, I was fucking dead. Like, I was dying. I think it was the last day. It was the last day.
Yeah.
And Adam was like calling, he was like, where are you? I was like, not hanging out with you today, cunt. And he's like, I'm on a boat, man. I was like, why are you on a boat? We were fucking... drunk 79 beers yesterday. And I didn't think he had it in him. He fucking ran me into the ground that trip.
He brought out the old Adam Jones.
He's got that dog in him.
Oh yeah, big time.
He got that fucking dog in him.
He gets the look in his eye and you know it's on.
As soon as because Volk obviously won that fucking fight. So I don't remember any of that fights. Like, we got there the first prelim, the early fight pass prelim. So we got there 7 a.m. or something. Got drunk as fuck before the main card even started. I remember like snapping to it as Volkanovski was walking out, because the crowd roar was fucking insane. Like, the roar of the crowd was so cool. And then Volk lost, and we were all in an Uber, and Adam's like, Craig's going to get us into the after party. And I was like, there's no fucking way. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And Adam's like, you'll be fine. And I was giving myself a pre-game talk. I was like, please don't fucking do anything stupid or say anything stupid, because I'm going to fucking fangirl over all these fighters and shit. And the first person I see is Eugene Berman.
Hit him with the guns.
Hit him with the guns. But everyone was fucking really cool.
Yeah. It's easy. It's still just Australian guys, you know.
You'd be able to fucking get some good work in with some good fighters here now that you've got the training in that you have.
Yeah.
You'd think some people might start calling you in.
Hopefully. That'd be great, you know. Obviously,
it's fucking...
The priority is always going to be the fighters at M16. So we'll build those guys up.
But hopefully one day it'll get to a point where rather than flying Craig halfway across the road, they'll just call up Declan Moody.
That's it. That's the goal. Take his job.
Yeah. Yeah, he's fucking got a big... He could expand so easily but he probably likes having the one location and keeping it personal.
Yeah, I think that's what his goal is at the moment, just sort of focusing.
Because it'd be so easy for him just to open up fucking like 10th Planet it and open up 20.
He could open up 50 affiliates and be like, hey, pay me this amount per year and just ride on that, you know. But I don't think that's what he wants. He's all about the quality, not...
Is 10th Planet still a thing?
Yeah, especially in the US, super popular. There's one in Adelaide too.
There is one in Adelaide.
Yeah.
Do they still do like rubber garden?
I believe they still do like a lot of those techniques, but the 10th Planet guys in Adelaide are putting out some talent too.
Where the fuck is that?
North.
North.
Yeah, anything past
Why?
the city, I don't know.
If it's past Lonsdale, it's north to me.
Yeah.
I don't fucking go down there. But I didn't even know there was a 10th Planet. I thought there was one interstate.
There's a bunch interstate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's one in every state, I think, at least.
Yeah, right.
There's a bunch in Melbourne.
There's a UFC Performance Institute in...
Sydney.
Sydney, isn't it?
Sydney, there's a UFC.
And Perth?
I don't know.
Oh, it's not a UFC Performance
It's a
Institute.
UFC gym.
It's a gym.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're ever going to put a PI here, but apparently those things are fucking sick. There's one in China.
I've never
now,
been. Joseph told me about the one in China. Said it's pretty.
There is one in China,
legit.
isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said it's unreal.
Yeah. So I won't keep you too long because you're a busy as fuck man. But if you got off the top of your head any, I don't know if you can remember any dates of your seminars or anything, but
No, I just checked the Instagram.
Declan Moody.
Declan Moody, and then all the dates will be on there.
Best training in Australia probably right now you can get is from Declan. So
Thank you.
head on over, get a PT, and thanks for coming on, man.
No, thanks for having me. Appreciate it,
you.
brother.
Thank you.